The problem is, people just have no idea how much the minimum down payment requirement is, especially if they already owned or do own a house. My name's Josh Higgelke, mortgage broker with Mortgage Connection. I'm here to talk about the minimum down payment requirements in Canada. We kind of have to get right in the numbers. I find that the biggest misconception people have is that the minimum down payment is just 5%. And that's true. For any house under $500,000 or up to $500,000, the minimum down payment requirement is 5%. A recent rule change in the past couple years was for anything above $500,000 and then anything $1 million and over. So there's different thresholds now where we have to look at down payment a little bit differently. I find that the general public believes the minimum down payment is 5%. I get calls all the time, Josh, can I just put 5% down? So let's talk about that a little bit. If you're purchasing a home up to $500,000, so $500,000 or less, the minimum down payment requirement is 5%. If you're purchasing a home above the price of $500,000, we need a down payment of 5% up to that $500,000, so that's $25,000, and then 10% of anything above and beyond that $500,000 mark. For example, if we're buying for $600,000, we need 5% of the first $500,000, which is $25,000, and there's an additional $100,000 there, getting us from 5 to 6. We need 10% of that, so that's another 10 grand. So our 25 grand plus 10 grand gives us a minimum down payment of 35,000. For anything $1 million and over, the minimum down payment requirement in Canada is 20% down. Now, some lenders might scale that back a little bit, just depending on their comfort level with what they call jumbo mortgages or large mortgages, but the standard is a minimum of 20% down. Okay, and we're back in the Mortgage Connection headquarters. All right, so we've gone over the amounts required for minimum down, but let's talk about scenarios when the minimum down payment would actually apply. At the beginning of this video, I had said that there's a lot of confusion around when the minimum would apply if someone has owned a home already or currently does own a home. So let's chat about those scenarios. So if today you're a homeowner and you're gonna sell your house and buy a new one for the purpose of it being owner occupied, minimum down payment would apply. If you own a home today or a condo or whatever it may be, and you're gonna buy a new home converting the existing into a rental, again, minimum down payment would apply. If you're buying a second home, a vacation property, or a house for a loved one, a family member, and you're not using any rental income to help you qualify, minimum down payment, again, would apply. Now, we touched on rental. If you are buying a rental property, the minimum down payment changes. The minimum down payment required in Canada for the purpose of a rental is 20% down. So if you're buying a rental property, 20% down. If you're buying a house for yourself or a loved one to own or occupy, minimum down payment is required. If you have any more questions with regards to the minimum down payment, I welcome your comments, questions below. If you like this video and you'd like to see us put out more, please subscribe. And again, add to the comments below. Thank you very much for your time. Josh Higgelke, Mortgage Connection.